Not sure if this is gonna work, but I am going to try to use my engine stand or hoist to hit that turbo right here so I can start on the hot side. All right, picked up my new race motor. Nice and crusty. Ready for 30 pounds of boost. Just kidding. I'm gonna swap out my stroker setup, K1 crank, K1 billet steel rods, and I'm gonna get new pistons because those were a little beat up, and swap it all into here. So it'll get I'm gonna do it all at home. So quick hone, blah blah blah, put it all in there, gap rings, all that good stuff, and hopefully not bend any, break any rods and shoot them through the block like I just did on the stock one. So this will be good. It's 5.3 aluminum block, so it ends up being, with a stock bore, a 360 cubic inch stroker, so 5.9 liters, so not a lot, but should light off those 72 millimeter FP turbos pretty well. And aluminum, so cools better for race week, and 100 pounds lighter. All right, long night after work, and have subframe done. Rattle can spray bombed it with some hammered black. Added another bar here. I cut out the bars that were up here, make room for the steering shaft. Made this mount here for the support for the shaft. A little funky angles, but it doesn't bind. Check that out. And then finished the bump steer on this side and made a brace. Need to do the other side. And then I think I start on turbo kit on this side. Gotta cut a hole in the fender, and basically I think it's going to be a little bit odd way of starting, but I think there's not a lot of room here, so I'm going to put a 3.5 inch side exit on each side and with a 4-inch hole. So I think what the plan is to get the exhaust lined up straight where it needs to be, and then build from there. So kind of work backwards to build the turbo kit. And then the compressor is going to just land where it lands. It's going to be pretty tight to here, so I do have to pay attention a little bit. I haven't figured out how I'm going to like hold the turbos up and brace them yet, so we'll see on that, because I want to get them nice and level and even. So we'll see. Still waiting on the transfer case. It was supposed to ship over a week ago, I guess now, and it hasn't shipped yet. They're waiting on one component still, and everything else they have. So hopefully soon, so I can get that in and measure for drive shafts. And I can get the drive shafts done locally, so they're usually pretty quick, a week or something like that. I have axles shipped to Brannock. They'll get them today, Saturday, and I'll call them Monday. I sent them a crude drawing of what I need with dimensions and stuff. So I'm gonna talk to Brandon on Monday and then see what we figure out on that. So yeah, the big task right now is turbo kit, get that done, and then start filling in some of the other stuff. Like I gotta modify the water stuff, moving the water pump up here, and it's gonna all go this way instead of that way. Not sure if this is gonna work, but I am going to try to use my engine stand to, or hoist, to hit that turbo right here so I can start on the hot side. We'll see. It needs to like not move around though, so I may have to hold it with this and then maybe weld something to brace it. All right, that was not fun. So I'm also out of argon, but one piece manifold, and had this balanced. I needed another set of hands, but I'll show where it goes in a sec. But the manifold does slip in and bolt up without taking anything off. And then that just barely slips on too. And I had to do a little bit of strategic blows with the BFH. And I'll just in a little bit, once this cools down, I'm going to put it on because it'll hold the turbo. Right at the hood line. So, should fit. Nice. And then I got to do a 3-inch here into here. And then all of that will be, well, kind of open, but I have the water pipe stuff. And the water pump's probably going to go like right here. Pretty cool. And still got to make a big hole here. So it's just gonna have like one little bend. Probably, I don't think I have any bends, so I might have to pie cut it. We'll see. That was a lot of work. It looks good.
Rocking this back and forth.
It's about as big as you. All right, come check it out.
I see you put the motor in finally.
Well, you haven't been paying attention. That's the broken motor.
That's the broken. Oh, so
Yeah.
this is new motor.
Yep, I gotta put some better internals in it so I don't put a rod through the block again. Well, not all the way through, just cracked it. But put some more stuff on. I needed the intake on so that I could hook up the intercooler, so that I could start attaching hot side of the boost side, and test fit the hood. Fits. The only issue right now, since I moved the motor forward, my throttle cable is not long enough, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to extend that a inch or so. So if anybody has any ideas, I think you can buy a little piece or something, and I don't know. I think there's some kits. What do you think, bud?
There's probably a kit to make it longer.
Yeah, we need to extend a little bit. But looking good. What do you think?
I think it's cool. But my question is, what exactly is this for?
That's the motor plate. I got a bunch of questions on that on Facebook. So that holds up the front of the motor, and because it spreads out the load all across the front, it doesn't put as much pressure on the side of the block, and so it doesn't put the twisting and pressure on it.
You also got a plus on it because, like, normally whenever you didn't have this in here, it like looked like really like scrunched up because like everything's all together and just there's like wires and stuff going everywhere.
Well, I don't have all the, there's still going to be all the wires everywhere and another turbo over here, oil lines, methanol lines. There's still going to be a lot. So it's going to look messy.
But not as much since it's blocking off all this over here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So from your height, yeah, you wouldn't see as much.
Because it block off all this.
Yep. Well, other things I did, put a loop here, mark this. I'm going to put a -16 off of here, loop down to the water pipe or water pump. And then I have to make a new fitting here, pipe. It's going to go down here and all the water lines wrap underneath. Also going to put an oil cooler in it again. Long dries that seem to help. And then that's going to mount right here. So between the aluminum block and oil cooler, we should keep it pretty cool on race week. Are you going? Have you decided?
Yeah.
Think so?
I'm going.
Well, your mom might not come then because he's growing and there's not a lot of room back there. So
Plus,
you may be my co-pilot.
Okay, because all my friends have been talking me into going because they said it was boring without me last time.
Psh. Whatever.
So yeah, my friends have been telling me I need to go.
All right. Well, I guess this is the conclusion of this video since I'm out of Argonne. Gonna give everybody a bye.
Bye. Watch the next one.
Like and subscribe, right?
Yeah. Welcome